औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. This is our fourth lecture on advanced geochemistry for the students of MS in chemistry with organic specialization. The lecture will focus on 2D representation of stereoisomers. Key concept of the lectures are basics of projection formulae, chiral carbon, chiral molecules, and then stereoisomers. There are diastereoisomers are enantiomers. Two-dimensional diagrams. Diagrams are an integral component of chemical discourse and are utilized routinely in the discipline to convey knowledge about the micro and macromolecular world. Two-dimensional diagrams are essential in chemistry for conveying and communicating key knowledge about disciplinary phenomena. While experts are adept at identifying, interpreting, and manipulating these representations, novices often are no. Ongoing research efforts in the field suggest that students' effective use of concrete and virtual manipulatives can support the development of representational competence in the domain. However, as these affordances are not always present within the learning environment, it is imperative that educators evaluate the influence diagrammatic convention have on student success in the discipline, especially on tasks requiring translation between 2D diagrams. Students' accuracy at translating between dash wedge and Newman projection as well as dash wedge and Fisher projections when the convention of each of these representations are varied, as for example staggered versus eclipsed conformation of dash wedge diagram, rotation of Newman projection, results indicate two important findings on the projection formulas. Representation and translation between 2D diagrams in the organic chemistry. The advent of virtual visualization and modeling technologies has revolutionized the way in which we have come to see and explore the chemical world. Despite these advancements, however, research suggests that the two-dimensional diagram remains the most prevalent form of representation in the field. In organic chemistry, namely the dash wedge diagram, the Newman projection, and the Fisher projection, these representations are illustrated on the next slides, in which we will show you that what is the difference between dash wedge diagram, the Newman projection, and the Fisher projection formula. Here you can see this is common common 2D diagrams in organic chemistry. This is the 2D diagrams. The dash wedge diagram is at the left. This is dash edge diagram. Dash wedge diagram is at the left. The Newman projection is the center. This is Newman projection. At the center, you can see over here that this is the Newman projection, and this is the dash wedge formula of a compound, of an organic compound. The spatial arrangement, the spatial relationship of substituents on each diagrams are indicated. In the dash wedge diagram, the C2 carbon possesses, you can see over here that here C2 carbon possesses an inverted Y template, while C3 carbon represented upright Y template. These are the three diagrams of different projection. Here this is dash wedge diagram, this is Newman projection, this is the Fisher projection of the same molecules. Here you can see there are C1, C2, C3 and C4 carbon atoms. When we draw the Newman projection, we just put a circle for one carbon, and for other carbon we put a rear edges. This is like C1, this is C2, C3 and C4. Again in the Newman projection and in the Fisher, the difference between the Newman and Fisher projection is that here one carbon is shown with the circle. This is the front carbon, and this the triangle which is inserted in the circle represent the rear carbon, while in Fisher projection formula we draw the horizontal, vertical lines, and then we put the horizontal lines. This is C1, C2, C3 and C4. This is the common difference between the three formulas. This is a very basic concepts about the dash wedge diagram. You can see over here, this is the dash wedge diagram. This is the Newman projection. This is the Fisher projection. Here you can see C1, C2, C3 and C4. C2 shows inverted Y template and C3 shows upright Y template of dash wedge formula. In Newman projection we draw carbon, like one carbon is drawn in a circle and other carbon is drawn within the circle, and we showed different substituents attached at the carbons. Similarly in the Fisher projection we draw the vertical lines and then we put horizontal lines. Here C1, C2, C3 and C4. Common 2D diagrams in organic chemistry. The dash wedge diagram is at the left, the Newman projection is center, and the Fisher projection is at the right. The spatial relationship of the substituents on each diagrams are indicated. In the dash wedge diagram, the C2 carbon possesses an inverted Y template, while the C3 carbon possesses an individually Y template. These diagrams afford the user unique advantages, particularly when considering aspects of molecular structure and the stereochemistry. In the dash wedge convention, as shown in the figure 1, left, also known as the Cram representation. The dash wedge is also known as Cram representation. For instance, the chemical bonds linking each atom within a molecule are commonly illustrated either as a solid line, wedge or dash line. The bonds that are solid lines are within the plane of the page, whereas the dash formalism indicates bonds going into the plane of the page, and the wedge indicates bonds that are coming out of the plane of the page. For this reason, dash wedge diagram is suggested to provide the user with greatest amount of three-dimensional information about the molecule in comparison to other 2D diagrams that will subsequently be discussed. Here we will discuss about the dash wedge diagrams and 2D and 3D dimensional structure of the compounds, how 2D and 3D structure discriminated between the two compounds, and means one compounds can be drawn with dash wedge structure, with the Newman projection and with Fisher projection. Means for one compound we can draw three formulas. Here in this diagram you can see again different conformation of the same molecules, C1, C2, C3. These are same molecules. This is the Newman projection. This is, we have just changes the position. Here C2 is represented inverted Y template, and here C3 is represented upright Y template, while in this diagram this is the isomer of this compound. means here both C2 and C3 carbons are showing inverted Y template, and this is the Newman projection of this conformer in which both the carbons are showing inverted Y templates. For this and for this, for both of the structure, the Fisher projection formula is same. C1, C2, so we draw the vertical line and we put the horizontal lines on these vertical lines. Here these are the stereo centers, C1, C2, C3 and C4 carbons. This is the Fisher projection. Different conformation of the same molecules. The top left diagram shows a dash wedge representation of the staggered molecules. This is staggered conformation. And other terminology which is introduced is the staggered molecule. The top right diagram is an exact conformer of this molecule depicted as a Newman projection. Top right here, this is the Newman projection formula of the dash wedge representation of staggered molecules. An eclipsed conformation of molecule is represented in the middle series of the illustration as dash wedge diagram. This is the eclipsed conformation. The difference between eclipsed and staggered conformation from the Newman projection, you can see that here C1 and C4's carbon are opposite anti-periplanar to each other, while in eclipsed conformation here C1 and C4's are come close together. That is why staggered becomes more stable and eclipsed become less stable, because here you can see that there is a repulsion between the bulky groups which makes the compound unstable, while in this case the two bulky groups are away from each other, are at the opposite sides. That's why this conformation is more stable. An eclipsed conformation of the molecule is represented in the middle series of the illustration as a dash wedge diagram and Newman projection. Right, this eclipsed conformation is shown as Fisher projection in the bottom illustrations. Note that in the Newman projection of the eclipsed molecule, the front and back substituents are slightly offset so as not to occlude the identities of the substituents on the back carbon. Here you have to note one thing, that in Newman projection the eclipsed molecule, the front and back substituents are slightly offsets. Just there is need to change the front and back carbon, then it will become eclipsed conformation, and it is the less stable conformation than the staggered conformation. If we look at the stereoisomers have identical IUPAC names except for prefixes like cis or trans isomers, differ only in the way that atoms are oriented in space, differ in configuration, its particular three-dimensional arrangement, always have the same functional groups. This is the simplest diagram which represents the stereoisomerism, means stereoisomers can have identical IUPAC names except their prefixes like cis or trans isomers differ in only in the way that atoms are oriented in space, differ in configuration, its particular three-dimensional arrangement. Stereoisomers always have the same functional groups. These are the properties of stereoisomers. Stereochemical representation. There are four main types of representation for open chain molecules and are used to show the three-dimensional structure of the chemical compounds. Number 1, wedge-hedged bond structure. 2, Fisher projection. 3, Sahar's projection. 4, Newman projection. These are the stereochemical representation of a molecules, which means a one molecule can be represented with wedge-hedged bond structure. Number 2, Fisher projection. Number 3, Sahar's. Number 4, Newman projection. These are the stereochemical representation. Therefore, these are the four main types of representation of open chain molecules and are used to show the three-dimensional structure of the chemical compound. Number 1, wedge-hedged bond structure. Wedge-hedged is usually done for molecules containing chiral centers or chiral carbons. means wedge hatched bond is only used for those compounds which have chiral center or chiral carbon atom that has 4 different substituents. Chiral means if 4 different substituents are attached at the central carbon atom, then this is called chiral. Wedge hatched called dotted line wedge and dash wedge and flying wedge. These are the different wedge hatched. Wedge hatched can be called dotted line wedge, dash wedge and flying wedge. Wedge the bond in front of the plane and hatch behind the plane. These are two terminology. Wedge means in front of the plane, above the plane, and hatched mean behind the plane, below the plane. The bonds in the same plane draw in straight line. The bond in front of plane draw wedge, while in behind the plane are drawn hatched. Here 3D directions do not lie in the same plane because we cannot draw 3D structure on the paper because here are only 2 dimensions, 1 and 2. 2 dimensions are present over there. The lowest priority behind the plane, which show that it is out of plane, it is below the plane. Here you can see that this is the straight line in which carbon chlorine are attached. This is the chiral center, carbon chiral center. Here is the bromine, again straight line. This is the wedge, means above the plane. Hatched means dotted line, which is below the plane. Wedge hatched bond structure. This is the wedge hatched bond structure of the chiral molecules. From this slides, you can understand that wedge hatched bond structure can be drawn only for those molecules which have chiral center. The compounds having a chiral center can be drawn for their wedge and hatched formulas. The bonds in the same plane draw in straight line. The bond in front of plane draw wedge, while in behind the plane draw hatched. Means behind means below the plane. That is why it's called hatched. This is the 3D direction of the ethane molecules. You can see over here that bonds in the plane of the paper and bond above the plane of the paper, bond below the plane of the paper, because it is very clear that we cannot draw 3D structure on the paper or on the whiteboard because whiteboard or white paper have 2 dimensions only. Here, with the help of dotted lines, with the help of wedge lines, with the help of dash lines, we can represent the 3D structure of the compounds. Here is the question: draw chloroethanol in wedge hatched bond structure. This is the question for you. You have to draw the chloroethanol in wedge hatched structure. Wedge hatched bond structure in cycloalkane can be also possible. Here is wedge means above the plane, hatch means below the plane. Again, this is chiral center, this is wedge, this is hatch, means this is below the plane. Second important formula is the Fisher projection formula. Fisher projection is a 2-dimensional representation of 3-dimensional structure. Means if we want to draw the 2 dimensionals, for this purpose Fisher projection play an important role. Fisher projection is a 2-dimensional representation of a 3-dimensional structure. Fisher projection formula usually done for molecules containing chiral center or chiral carbons. Again, this formula is done for those carbon which contains chiral center or chiral carbon. Chiral carbon make a cross with carbon atom at the intersection of horizontal and vertical lines. In Fisher projection, the horizontal line represent bond above the plane, front wedge, and vertical line represent bonds below the plane, back hatched. Fisher projections were originally proposed for the depiction of carbohydrates. This is a very important point, that the formula Fisher projection stems from the depiction of carbohydrates. Fischer projections were originally proposed for the depiction of carbohydrates. Here, this is the simple molecule. You can see over here that this chiral centers, NH2 cyano group, bromo group, and this is hydrogen. And this is the Fischer projection, simply bond showing dotted lines represent behind the plane and bold line above the plane. Mean this is in front of you. The person who is seeing the compound, that this NH2 and CN will be first shown to the viewer. That is why these are drawn horizontal and below lines are shown vertical. Two bonds are coming out of the plane are on horizontal plane. The two remaining bonds are going into the plane are on vertical plane. Means you can see over there that the two bonds are coming out of the plane. These two bonds are out of plane means are on horizontal plane, or this is horizontal plane, and the two remaining bonds are going into the plane are on vertical plane. This is a vertical plane. Here is ethane molecules. This is the 3D structure of the ethane molecules, which is converted in 2D. 2D is the Fischer projection formula. This is the wedge and this is the hedge. Wedge means above the plane, hedge means below the plane. Fischer projection is used to differentiate between L and D compounds. Usually, with the help of Fischer projection, we can discriminate between the D and L glucose. This is the structure of a glucose. This is D glucose. This is L glucose. In my previous lecture, I have elaborated the terminologies D and L. D mean this is the convention. Here OH group is on the right side. L means here OH group on the left side. This is the only convention. These are not experimental verified name, because through experimental, when we are using some polarimeter, then for this purpose we use small d and small l. This is capital D and capital L. These are the convention. The difference between the small d and capital is that capital D and capital L are the conventions which are only used to correlate. And this is the only paperwork, means we just draw on the paper that this is the D and this is the L. This is not experimental verified. This is the projection formula. Fischer projection is used to differentiate between L and D compounds. In this slide you can see that this is the 3D model of ethane molecule, which is converted into 2D Fischer projection. This is the wedge and this is the hedge. Hedge means below the plane, wedge means above the plane. Another third one is Sahar's projection. Sahar's structure is used to show interaction between groups and adjacent carbon atoms. Means you can see that the difference between the Fischer projection and Sahar's is that here we draw the line and slightly we change the direction of the substituents attached as carbon, showing this dihedral angle. This is the dihedral angle of the carbon hydrogen and then carbon hydrogen. This is the Saha structure of ethane molecules. If you look at this molecule, this is the butane. This is the Saha structure of butane. Means this is the dashed formula and this is the wedge hedged structure. Again you can see over there that here hydrogen is wedged and this proton is hedged. Here this proton is wedged and this methyl is dashed. This methyl has dash formula and this hydrogen is wedged, means hedged means below the plane. The dotted lines show that the proton is behind the plane. The bold line show that is above the plane. This is the Saha structure of butane. This is the Saha structure of ethane. In this slide you can see that Saha's projection used to explain the conformational isomerism and explain the rotation around the single bond means Sahar's projections are used for those compounds which contains carbon-carbon single bonds in which carbon-carbon single bond rotations occur. It is only occur in case of alkane. See at the structure, this is the eclipsed form. When this eclipsed form is rotated at 60 degree, we got another conformation. This is the staggered form. Eclipsed form, this is the least stable, less stable as compared to the staggered form. Eclipsed form less stable than staggered form due to torsional strain, means torsion strain or angle strain occur when the molecules, because here the bulky group is away, and you can see that the dihedral angle of two hydrogen, this is the staggered conformation in which the two protons are behind the planes and their dihedral angle has so much value, while if we look at the eclipsed conformation, that this has a greatest value of dihedral angle. If the compound has greatest value of dihedral angle, then it will be the least stable due to torsional strain. This here you can see that this compound has zero angle of dihedral angle. That is why it is more stable. Sahar's formula are much like dash wedge 3-dimensional formulas. Fourth one is Newman projection. Newman projection is used mainly for determining conformational relationship and to show interaction leading to steric hindrance between atoms or groups. Steric hindrance, each atoms occupy a certain amount of space when atoms are brought too close together, leads higher energy due to overlapping electron clouds. To write Newman projection formula, we imagine ourselves taking a view from one atom, usually a carbon, directly along a selected bond axis to the next atom, also usually a carbon atom. The front carbon and its other bonds are represented like this. The back carbon and its bonds are represented like this. This is the front carbon and this is the back carbon. This is the 3D structure which is converted in 2D Newman projection. This Newman projection is usually used mainly for determining conformational relationship. Again, just like Sahar's projection, the Newman projection is only used to know the conformation relationship. You must understand that Sahar's projection and Newman projections are used to determine the conformation relationship of the isomers and to show interactions leading to steric hindrance between the atoms of the group. Means here we can see easily to which compounds can be a stable and which can be a least stable, because when we draw the structure of Newman projection and Sahar's projection, from the structure we can identify some steric hindrance, some torsional strain, some angle strain. From this we depict that the compound is stable or least stable. Representation of 3D dimensional structure. This is the methane. This is a 2D structure which is converted into 3D. This is the 2D drawing. This is the 3D drawing. This is prospective drawing of flying wedge formula. Flying and wedge formula means this is wedge, this is flying. This bond is flying in the air, just the dot lines. And this is the projection formula of methane. Representation of 3-dimensional structure of ethane. This is the 3D which is converted flying wedge formula. This is the Sahar's formula. This is the Newman projection. For one molecule, means just like ethane, it can have a flying wedge formula. This is the Sahar's formula, and this is the Newman projection, and this is the Sahar's projection. projection means one compounds can have different structure. That is why these are called conformational. Usually Newman and Sahar's formulas are used to distinguish between the conformational isomerism. Projection formulas here, this is the Fischer projection, which is converted into eclipsed and then to staggered conformation. This is the simple conversion of Fischer projection into eclipsed, and then eclipse is converted into staggered conformation. This is the most stable and this is the least stable conformation. Isomers are different compounds with the same molecular formula. Isomers can differ in constitution, connectivity between atoms, as I have shown in my earlier lecture, that isomers can have different connectivity. If different connectivity, then constitutional isomers. If they have different arrangement of atom space, if they have different orientation of atom space, then these are the stereoisomers. These are the cis butane, these are trans butane, these are stereoisomers, and 1-butene. The relationship between the three compounds, the formula is C4H8. This is the isomer. This is the one isomer. It can have 1, 2, 3 isomers. This is the cis 2-butene, this trans 2-butene, and this is one. This is the connectivity difference. That is why this is constitutional isomer. And here there is a difference in between the connectivity. That connectivity is same, but orientation of atom in space different. Here this is the cis and this is the trans. That is why these are stereoisomers. Again, this is the formula of styrene used for making polymers, and this is the cubane used as solid propellants. Strain energy of polynitrocubane is an explosive. You can see that these relationship between the two compounds, that these are constitutional isomers. Important term to know: conformers and configurations. Conformation of molecules arises due to free rotation around single bond. It is a permanent spatial arrangement of molecules which can only be changed by bond breaking and reforming, such as double bond. Stereoisomers, which can interconvert at low temperatures separated by a low energy barrier, that is less than 60 kJ per mole, are called conformers. Stereoisomers have high energy barriers greater than 100 kJ per mole and stable at room temperature and are called conformers. For spectroscopic analysis of the conformers, they should be subjected to a lower temperature which can freeze or slow down the rapid flipping between two conformers to elucidate data of particular conformers. A configurational isomer is relatively stable and can be well elucidated at ambient temperatures. The word chiral is derived from Greek word cheer, handed. Human hands are object and mirror image relationship, and they are non-superimposable. Examples are shoe, scissors, screw. These are all enantiomers, and the chirality is present. This is the left and the right hand. These are mirror image but non-superimposable. A chiral molecule's carbon has 4 different groups attached to the tetrahedral carbon atom. That is called asymmetric center, in which 4 different groups are attached. Example of chiral molecules: this contains stereocenter, this stereocenter, here there are 2 stereocenters. If a stereocenter is present in the molecule, then this is chiral. If there is no stereocenter, then the compound is achiral. Chiral molecules: the presence of chiral molecules, the chiral center, is neither necessary nor sufficient requirement for molecular chirality. Isomers that are non-superimposable mirror image are called enantiomers. These are identical and these two are enantiomers. These compounds are identical. The relationship between these two compounds is that these are enantiomers. Chiral molecules with no chiral centers, I have clearly told you in my previous lecture, compound divided of chirality. When there is axial chirality, axial symmetry arises due to restricted rotation about the single bond. When these groups are attached, then the rotation of the single bond is restricted, and these become atrope isomers, and atrope isomers are enantiomers and result in the formation of asymmetric carbon center, and chiral center is generated. Atrope isomerism, stereoisomers resulting from hindered rotation around the single bond due to high steric strain to rotation. Vancomycin as a naturally occurring atrope isomer used against bacterial infections, also known as drug of last resort. Means atrope isomers restricted rotations. When the rotation around the single bond is restricted due to presence of different groups, then these are called atrope isomers. Chiral molecules optically inactive. When there is an equal composition, as I have shown, this is a racemic mixture. When equimolar concentration of one enantiomer and another enantiomer present in the molecule in a mixture, then this is called racemic mixture. Here, this is the A chiral molecules. When reaction is shown with the HCN, it is converted into 2 and 50% one, 50% there is chances of nucleophile to attack on front and back sides. Then 50% of one and 50% other is possible. This is called racemic mixture. Properties of enantiomers. Enantiomers are chiral, pure sample of single enantiomer is optically active. Enantiomers have identical physical and chemical properties in an aqueous environment, different biological properties. This is the properties of enantiomer, that enantiomers have same boiling point, same dipole moment, but the difference is only in the rotation, that this is dextrorotatory and this is levorotatory. Properties of enantiomer differ in chiral medium. Biological properties of enantiomer differ as the receptor sites are chiral. DOPA, treatment of Parkinson disease. D, biologically active. L-DOPA is used for the treatment of Parkinson disease, dihydroxyphenylalanine, while its other isomer D is biologically inactive. Similarly, thalidomide R against nausea, and S causes fatal damage. Plus glucose is metabolized by animals but not managed glucose. Only plus is this is the biological difference between the enantiomers. Relative configuration, glyceraldehyde is one of the simplest chiral molecules. D plus glyceraldehyde, this is the Fischer projection formula of L-glyceraldehyde. Glyceraldehyde is used as a standard for assigning a relative configuration. Any enantiomerically pure compounds that could be related to the configuration of D-glyceraldehyde is labeled as D, and L-glyceraldehyde labeled as L. Fischer D and L projection nomenclature. Hermann Emil Fischer established a configurational nomenclature for sugars and amino acids by first studying it on D-glucose. For descriptions, according to the nomenclature, the molecule is placed vertical on a straight chain with most oxidized and placed at the top. The bottom most carbon far away from the oxidized and is then taken into consideration. If OH and R2 groups are on that carbon is present on the right dextro, the molecule is assigned D configuration, and if present on the left, and L configuration. In the example below, the fourth asymmetric carbon is the highest number carbon from most oxidized carbon with OH group on the left side, hence named L glucose. Here fourth carbon, the hydroxyl group is on the left side, that is L glucose. Here this is D serine. Here the most oxidized form is NH2 group on the right side, that is it is D serine. Both are oxidized, most oxidized form of carbon, the group is on the, if this NH2 on the left side, then this is the L serine, this is D serine. Stereoisomers, orientation of atom in space in different stereoisomers. Orientation of atoms in space is different in stereoisomers, spatial isomers, they are diastereoisomers, cis trans, conformers, rotamers, and then enantiomers. These are types of stereoisomers. Diastereoisomers are stereoisomers that are not enantiomers, they are chemically and physically different, are stereoisomers that are not mirror image. Fumaric acid and malic acids both have different melting points, means diastereoisomers have different physical and chemical properties, while enantiomers have same physical and chemical properties. That's why it's very difficult to isolate, to separate the enantiomers, and it's very easy to isolate or to separate the diastereomers. These are the other example. This is the ephedrine. Plus ephedrine is used in traditional medicine as a nasal decongestant. This is pseudoephedrine. Here this is R, this is S. Diastereomers can be chiral or achiral cis transgeometric allelomers. Diastereomers की the other property of diastereomers is that they can be chiral or achiral, just like cis trans isomers. Diastereomers can be chiral or achiral. Large number of diastereomers are available, which are compound containing two or more chiral centers, usually asymmetric carbon. These two are enantiomers, SSRR, and the relationship between SR and the relationship between these two is that these two are enantiomer and these two are enantiomers. Large number of diastereomers are available, which are compound containing two or more chiral centers, usually asymmetric carbon atoms. These are the practice problem. Identify the first problem is identify the stereochemical relationship between the given pair of compounds. These are the compounds. You have to show the relationship between these two compounds. Draw the Fisher projection of the following compound. Draw the Fisher projection of the following compound. This is the compound. You have to draw the Fisher projection formula. Name the following compound with the stereochemical descriptions. You have to name the compound according to the description, that this here chiral center, this is cis trans. So comment whether the following compound is chiral and achiral. Explain. You can give your suggestion that either this compound is chiral or achiral. If chiral, also give justification why it is chiral, and also give justification why it is achiral. This was all about the 2D representation of the stereochemical stereoisomers, and you can ask questions. Inshallah, I will try my best to give you answers, and you have to do the practice of these problems. By doing this practice problem, you can become well aware about the representation and then relationship of stereochemical relationship of the molecules. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.